Today we're making oatmeal crispies. I have my butter softening in the bowl so I don't have to touch it once it's been softened. I'm adding sugar and brown sugar. I'm using dark brown sugar here, and I'm just going to mix this up. Now, I've reduced the amount of butter that I'm using simply because I think the cookies still turn out fine and just having less fat in there. So as I cream this together, it's not going to be the usual creaminess that we see, not until I start adding the liquid ingredients, or which are the eggs and the vanilla. So I'm just stirring this up a bit so I can get it mixed. Now I'm going to add the eggs. Forgot to crack them into a bowl ahead of time, so you get to watch me crack them. And once I get the eggs in here, I'm just going to beat this up. Let the mixer do the work of getting that incorporated. Now I need to scrape this down a bit and then just let it go. And that's going to get it fluffy. Got my dry ingredients here all ready to go, and of course I haven't added the vanilla yet. Going to give it another scrape down. As you can see, it is fluffier now, a lot more soft, more cookie dough-like, and put the vanilla in there. Just give it a quick stir. And now I've got the flour. I'm going to put the baking soda into that, also the salt, and then I'll just sift that together so we get the baking soda and salt evenly mixed up into that flour so we don't get any surprise clumps in our cookies later on. Turn the mixer on gently. I don't want a big puffy cloud of dry ingredients, especially here in Nevada. It's very dry. It really puffs up. Okay, now we're ready to add the oats. Now I'm using quick cooking oats. I have used rolled oats, old-fashioned oats. I do like the texture of the cookie a little bit better with quick oats. I'm using unsweetened coconut. I have used sweetened coconut before. I've also used the big shreds of coconut. That also works, but really I like the unsweetened coconut just like you saw it best. All right, so now let's look at this. The cookie dough is just a little bit drier than usual, but that's okay. And I'm going to put it in a bowl here to chill it for a little bit. So that, you see, I don't want these cookies, they tend to spread all over, which is one of the reasons I add less butter. And I'm going to chill it a bit so it doesn't have that tendency just to get super thin. I like a soft, chewy cookie. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for about an hour, and then we'll come back to that cookie dough later. All right, so I'm going to get out the cookie dough. It's been chilling, and I really like to make round balls. Now, I have had a cookie scoop before. Haven't had much luck with that, but I just really like the roundness of the cookie balls. I don't know, there's so many imperfect things in life that I like to have my cookies nice and round. This dough is a little bit drier than sometimes. You know, sometimes that just happens. And so I'm not going to worry too much about it, but they won't be quite as round as usual. I also got the bottom of this glass damp by the cookie dough, putting it in sugar, flattening those cookies out a bit. Oh, and you can see I'm baking lots of cookies, but I'll put these oatmeal crispies in the oven. And while I was having those chill, I was making oatmeal raisin, and I was also making molasses crinkles. It is a cookie baking day, some for the cookie jar, some for the freezer. Now here are the oatmeal crispies. You see how they're not perfectly round because I said the dough was kind of dry, but I like to underbake these cookies a bit. I like them soft, still soft in the center, and so I'll just let those set up, and here we have some cookies that are ready to be served. You can see as that got picked up, it still was soft in the center, and that's the way I like them. Also like to freeze these. They even are good when they are still frozen. Oh, have you ever heard of a cookie being bit into and put back on a plate? Yeah, me either. But here I ended up having a full cookie jar.